Hello, everybody, and welcome to another cup of self-empowerment to trust, heal, and be thyself. And welcome to the Healing Hub today as well. And we're really delighted to have a cuppa with a very dear friend of mine, a beautiful guest who was with us nearly a year ago on the 6th of May, 2022, the beautiful, wonderful Katie Steinle. So welcome, Katie.
Hi, everybody. You can see I cannot wipe the smile out of my face. I just adore Kelly. I
Oh,
adore everything about you.
oh,
Just
thank
you're
you.
so beautiful. And I just love this platform that you have so amazingly created that allows people to really tap into all the things that we need for our well-being, for our resiliency, for us creating our life and the life that we want. So thank you so much for having me back on here. I'm just
Oh, my
excited.
absolute pleasure. And because it's second time round for you, we're going to do this a little bit different. And for those of you who
Okay.
want to, who missed Katie's appearance in May last year, I really warmly invite you to go and check this out because it's a really, really deep story with a lot of healing power and, on a topic which is very painful and unfortunately does affect more people than we would like to admit to. So I really would like to encourage you to watch this. And yeah, go back on my channel on YouTube. You'll find that under the 6th of May 2022. And then you'll actually, this is all about, trusting and healing and being thyself. And that's why I invite all these wonderful people in my life onto this platform, because I think it's really important, because I don't resonate for everybody. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and that's absolutely fine. But, I feel that it's really important for us to, join the dots like a dot to dot. There's all of us in all different places all around the world, and we all have a little unique message for people who pass us by. And, sometimes something might be in this field, in this space, in this cuppa house, and someone else might relate to it and think, oh my God, this is the person who I need to connect to. This person gets me. I really resonate. So, check out the channel, look, watch Katie's from the 6th of May last year. And for those of you who don't know Katie, first I'm going to introduce her, and then we're going to do a bit of a spin this week. And Katie's going to inform us what we're going to do on that as well, because we're going to talk about something
I
very
take it over.
special. Yeah, something very special, which is one of Katie's little magic gifts, I'd like to say, on understanding. We're going to talk about biofeedback. But first, Katie Steinle. Who is Katie? She's right in front of you now. And Katie Steinle uses human design to reveal your genetic, energetic blueprint to remind you of your soul's journey and who you came here to be. By tapping into your greatest strengths, knowing where your energy is being hijacked, and being able to unlock your unconscious mind so you can start co-creating your best life. With 20 years of energetic mastery experience, Katie combines human design, quantum biofeedback, and the ancient martial art of Qigong to calibrate and realign your energy with your true purpose. She will teach you powerful new ways to stay resilient and adaptable in these ever-changing times and maintain a certain state of creativity and flow. She also hosts monthly celestial circles on Patreon, which I really invite you to check out, because we also hear these beautiful biofeedback tunes. So yeah, and you can find her on YouTube on Discover Your Design, as well as on Facebook. So, Katie, we're going to talk about, in our last get together, obviously we learned how you stepped onto your path, how you went down on your own healing journey, and on that just trusting, and how it supported you in a very tragic time in your life. And, we spoke a lot about human design in that one. But you also have another little, it's not a little, it's very huge actually, something which you work really detailed on, and that's called this biofeedback. So I'd really be keen and excited if you could share that with our guests today.
Sure. Yeah, no, I'm thrilled to do so, because but the quantum biofeedback that we're talking about today was truly life-changing for me personally. I've seen it for many clients, but I mean, this one really goes near and dear to my heart, because as you mentioned, what we were talking about in the last episode was the loss of my son, the love of my life. Losing a child is just, so next level as far as the intensity of the magnitude of the loss. You know, it's like one of those things that just like
You just
goes
cannot imagine that happening. You just
deeper.
cannot put
Yeah.
yourself in
Yeah.
someone else's position of going through that. That's just, yeah.
It's a real tough one. And you know, for that first year, after that happened, I mean, I really struggled to even get out of bed a lot of times. I've really struggled to, you know, maintain that spark to want to live. I mean, I gave up. I just wanted to just go be on the other side, you know, with my child.
Yes.
And so there were a lot of days where I couldn't get out of bed. I mean, you know, and I think a lot of people can relate because the last couple of years, life has been coming at all of us so hard. And, you know, we've all at this point lost loved ones, right? That, you know, whether it was due to the pandemic or, you know, there's just been so much happening. And I don't think any of us have really had a chance to fully recover from a lot of the PTSD that we've experienced. And, you know, so there were days where when I couldn't even, you know, lift my head hardly to get out of bed, the one thing that I could do was I could do the quantum biofeedback and at least like balance my emotions, right? And try to like get my energy to a point where you know, it was in a place where I could, you know, have the energy to then, you know, get out of bed and one foot in front of the other. And, you know, here I am. But the quantum biofeedback is based on voice spectrum analysis, and it's so amazing that we're now seeing, you know, science and technology and medicine are just they're just moving at warp speed, and I feel like we're finally coming together where we're finally merging, you know, science and spirituality. And what is coming out of this is just so quantum. That's why a lot of, you know, my modalities now, like I'm really gone into this quantum
Yeah.
direction
It's
of
very
what.
big at the moment. I think also because it's more people have got that awareness now, and the interest is also there. So, you know, and it
Yeah.
does sound really cool as well.
Because it's like it's future focused, right? I think like finally, you know, instead of just doing everything the same way that we've always done it, that, you know, society has said, well, this is what you do. Like if you can't function, you go to the doctor and they just give you a pill and then you just go on about your way. It doesn't really solve anything. I
It's
mean,
like, here you go, pat you on the back and off you go. I mean, obviously not all medicals are like that, but you know, that has been quite standard for quite a while.
yeah, yeah. And there is a place and a time for that. I
Of
even had to
course, you know, it
go
is
on
needed
ahead.
as well. You know, traditional medicine is also needed. Traditional, and the, you know, our doctors, we do cherish them as well. We do need them.
Absolutely.
But there's also
Absolutely.
ways, as we know ourselves, like in our own daily life, where we are offered the opportunities to tap into that element of magic, which we all have within ourselves, to remind ourselves and remember that there are other ways that we can take back our power,
Power.
and also to take back and have our own hand on our own healing, basically,
Yes.
and knowing and recognizing and understanding what your body actually needs. I mean, I'm not a medical profession, you know, I'm not a doctor. I can't, but I know, I understand my body with certain things and know which direction I need to go. And sometimes, you know, it is literally like sound is what you need, or you need a healing treatment, or you need to just get out in nature. It doesn't have to be rocket science. And, you know, the meditations people do, or we do, or whatever, you know, there's always that element with sound as well. So this is where the biofeedback, and when the quantum level, that must really, you know, weave everything together really well, I feel.
Well, yes, because when you think about it, when you really break us down, you know, to our DNA, you know, when you're looking at us down to our cells, what does your DNA eat really for food? It eats light and sound. I mean, that's what makes it function and makes it flourish. And that is like when we think of, you know, like when the universe was created, what was created for, you know, it's light and it's sound. And it's
Mm.
the future of healing it's now finally starting to really, you know, come out, and the future of healing will be light and sound based,
Oh,
guaranteed.
definitely.
Already like happening
Yeah,
with, you know, we're using
definitely.
infrared, you know, lights and
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
surgery, cancer, and all the things. And so the background behind the quantum biofeedback, just to break it down for people, like, so they can understand how it works,
Yes,
is,
please. Yeah.
you know, like you were saying, Kelly, like everything is energy. Like we finally, I think everybody, you know, can agree, Einstein proved it years ago. And everything has, because it's energy, everything has a frequency, it has a vibration to it, down to each individual cell in your body has its own unique frequency, right? And so what science has found is when we speak, that the culmination of all of the cellular information is coming out in our voice. And so the quantum biofeedback system that I have, you used to have to go into the doctor, you know, they'd hook you up with electrodes and this huge equipment, but you get, you know, some very talented doctors together with some computer scientists, and, you know,
Oh,
they
yeah.
put this down and condense it. But what it does is it takes just a sample of your voice. It does a facial scan as well. And then it breaks down your voice into frequency patterns and
No
compares
way.
them with thousands of perfected Hertz resonances. So for
Wow.
instance, like if you say, you know, vitamin C, like this will scan you from, you know, a mental perspective, a physical perspective, and then your energy field, right? Which is where our auric field, where
Yeah.
our nervous system is always reaching out and with all of our senses, taking everything in from our environment. And like, you know, if you wanted to see like, okay, vitamins, you know, that's something everybody's familiar with. In the scan, you know, it can show you like, oh, okay, you know, maybe you're lacking some vitamin C. And so what we would do is then we would build in, based on you and what your specific needs are, you know, that perfected resonance of somebody at an optimal vitamin C level. So by you
Wow.
listening to that, it allows, like you said, we're moving into an era of self-empowered well-being, healing, right? Medical systems are so overwhelmed that we have to start finding tools that we can put in our little tool belt, right? That we can pull out on
Definitely.
our own. And this is one of them. So you would listen to it, and it would just help train your body. So your body, you know, comes back into its own resonance. It comes back in and creates its own
So it's
homeostasis.
balancing itself out again, basically.
Yeah.
Aligning everything.
And
Wow.
and what's so nice, what I really like about the biofeedback is you don't have to do so much, because a lot of times when we are overwhelmed or our nervous systems are,
Yeah.
you know, like you want to just lay there and just receive, you know,
Yeah.
somebody heal me, please. And this is nice because it allows you to have that time and that space to just open yourself up and receive, right? And just let your body do its thing. And so it's not something, it can meet you wherever you're at, you know?
That's really cool and really important at the moment, because we all, as you said, we all need our little tools in our tool belt, and they also need to be, you know, ones you can kind of pack in your suitcase and kind of take with you. They need to
Yeah.
be mobile.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. I love that. You're right. Yeah, something that's easy. You don't have to overthink. Yeah, you don't have to do a lot. And it's so specific to you. Like we could do a scan today. In fact, I'd love to do a scan with you. Just maybe we could show people. I can share.
Okay.
Yeah, it just
See, everyone will see where I'm lacking.
we won't go into too much detail, but just, you know, we can, the beautiful
Okay,
thing
yeah,
about
I'll be the guinea
that,
pig today.
this stays about you. This is, instead of you being the interviewer, yeah, this is where you get
Okay,
to sit back and
thank
just,
you.
yeah. But it allows us to do an aura scan, which is super cool. So we can see like what your energy is doing and how you're showing up, like live right here, right now. Because our energy is
Okay.
always changing, right? Like, and I mean, it's okay. Most times when I do a session, we usually start with an aura scan so we can
Mhm.
see how things are showing up. And then we do the biofeedback work and we end with an aura scan. And it's amazing just to see the difference with just listening to some frequencies. So, I mean,
think that's really cool for everybody, actually, for this is like, this is probably new to a lot of people. And if it's not new to you, you might just be really, really interested and want to see what's going on. But I also feel like regardless what the biofeedback is, it's going to be healing for everybody who reviews this anyway, isn't it? When they listen, they're going to take something away with it, without a doubt.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. If we have time and we can just do, maybe even just 2 or 3 minutes of
that would be awesome. That would be really, really generous of you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, okay. Are you ready to get started? Let me go ahead. I'll share my screen with everybody just so you guys can kind of follow along and see what this is all about. And just give me a second. Okay, so now you guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Is that way you can? Okay, so you can see what this is going to do is I'm just going to need a 15-second sample of your voice. And you'll see it kind of, taking it in, and you'll see this, countdown right up here. So when it gets to 0, it's done. And what is good, just, as a general, we're just going to do, kind of like a general session here today, is to say your name and then repeat the vowels A, E, I, O, U. Because believe it or not, in like the FBI, in lie detector test, they have people say the vowels because they found that gives the highest level of inflection of voice.
Oh,
so
wow.
It really does a good job of capturing all like the little nuances.
I feel like we're doing a little investigation here.
You're like, I'm on the hot seat.
Oh gosh.
No, I just thought that was a fun, nerdy fact. I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. So you might have to, because it is 15 seconds, you might have to say, it 2 or 3 times. You'll see the counting you down.
Problems.
And I will count you down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, record.
Kelly Louise Leanin, A, E, I, O, U, 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 A, E, I.
I know, isn't it funny? It's like 15 seconds doesn't sound
really actually quite long.
I usually, sorry.
Oh, I'm spinning now. Why am I spinning around?
Sorry, I had shared the sound when I shared the screen, so I couldn't turn that down, so we couldn't
That's all right.
It was doing that. So I am gonna turn the volume down and hopefully
I'm being analyzed. I feel quite strange about it.
Do you see the level of details? Oh, there's my gorgeous Kelly. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there I am.
I've obviously done Kelly, so I have her in my system before. She's on my Patreon for the biofeedback tones. So let's just take a picture of Kelly, and then it's going to do the same thing with the facial scan. But honestly, most, I'd say 80% really is from the voice analysis. And so I'm going to go ahead and share the screen again, just so you can see now that it's doing its thing. And now I will share the sound because we're going to need you guys to be able to hear that. And let me just bring this back up. I just have to screen mirror again. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so what this does is it's so cool. You can see it ranks it. So mind is showing up first for Kelly, and that makes sense because, right now you are, you've got to be on, right? Your mind's working. Energy field second, body third. And you can see it's amazing the level of detail. Like, for instance, if we clicked on amino acids, look, it goes into such incredible detail of where you're at, and like, just kind of what maybe anything like that you would have seen on that list, like in red, when you think of like Chinese medicine or acupuncture, it's just showing that there is it's more acute. There's a lot of it in your field right now, versus if it's in blue, it's cooler, it's denser, it's more chronic. It's probably been with you, a little bit longer. But yeah, this is where we can go in and have fun and, tailor it to wherever somebody's at. And yeah, sorry, I couldn't turn the sound down there because I'm sharing the screen. But okay, so this is Kelly's auric field right now. And so it's really interesting, because if you are familiar with our chakra centers, based on our mineral content, we have different, kind of hubs in our body, that filter and process different types of energy. And this comes out in an aura scan. So it can kind of show, like a breakdown of your energy field. And I love with you, Kelly, when you look at this aura scan, we usually focus in on that center color, because that's really the energy that you are, stepping in, that's most present today in your field. And it's this beautiful, beautiful orange, creative, sacral center kind of energy, which is so in tune and in line with what you do with this magical show that, we are so fortunate that you take the time and you put it out there for us. But it allows you to really, be in that fun, creative place, and you're learning and you're showing up, right? And so that's what
everybody else's
speaking.
cup as well as my own. We're all filling ourselves up at the same time, which is nice. Yeah.
It's true. And we're finding out more and more, talk about quantum consciousness, and science is now finally, acknowledging quantum entanglement, that we are all connected on some level. Everything is connected energetically on some level. So when you can start becoming more self-aware, with things like human design and the biofeedback and all the things that I do, and, all the other people that come on your show do, that self-awareness is everything. Because like you said before, that's when you can start to fine tune things to your own needs. We don't all need the same thing. It's not all going to work for us. So I just wanted to point out before we go into the biofeedback, Kelly is so gifted, psychically and energetically. I mean, you are the Reiki master, that is,
Thank you.
Yes, and it's showing up. You can see right here in, kind of your auric layers of that ability to really tap into deep intuition, with the purples and the blues, and that's also tied to our throat center. And just when you meet somebody that I always say their inside matches their outside, they really are truly being authentic, you are showing up in your element when you do this work, and it comes out in your energy.
Wow.
And the cool thing is when you start to look at your energy, you start to realize how you influence people and you impact a room, whether you say something or not. Just sometimes, walking in a room. That's why it's interesting. Like if you walk into a party and you look around and you naturally kind of know where to gravitate to, you'll look at one group and you'll just be like, you don't know what they're talking about, but you'll just be like, I don't know, I'm not feeling that. Ooh, that person feels more open, or, more like me, so it's so fascinating when you start to kind of break it down and really study, energy and its impacts on people. So, yeah, if you want, if you have any questions, bring them up. But since we are doing this for, just kind of going to listen to,
it's just really interesting to see how deep it goes. Like literally, there was something like I saw with cigarette smoke, and I'm not a smoker, and I'm just like, little things like, yeah, it's everything. What comes up is very surprising.
It is interesting. Yeah. Like some of the real subtle things that you're like, how is that even like in my
It goes into
field?
your emotions as well. Okay. Meridian,
Yeah,
sacral
I thought
energy, aura,
all hit
okay,
the little
chakra.
hat.
Mm.
So I'm going to go in and just kind of do some general, just clearing negative energies out of our field,
Yeah, because that will
kind of
benefit
clearing.
everybody. Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm going in and just balancing all of the chakras. Obviously Kelly doesn't necessarily herself, need all of the chakras balanced, but
Oh,
this will
I think
meet us.
we all do every now and again. We all need our little car wash inside. None of us are exempt from that.
Car wash inside. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, that is beautiful. Like it gives me a visual, like it makes me helps me
yeah.
understand this. But typically where you see green, that is where you are already relatively in tune, in balance. So, just pointing that out. But as you
Okay.
can see, I'm going in with the, if you've ever done binaural beats, you're familiar with the solfeggio tones.
Mhm.
And now I'm going to the meridian system, which would be, if you've ever had acupuncture done, the energetic
Yeah.
pathways that move throughout our body, and just kind of just balancing out, the main meridians, the masculine and the feminine within us. And sacred geometry is just becoming so, like, people are just really realizing it is at the core of everything,
Oh,
like
yeah. In nature, it's
every
everywhere.
yeah, exactly. Like it's our whole energetic makeup. So if you ever get the chance to work with that, like I would highly, highly recommend it. But I've got 83 frequencies just from doing that. And I didn't even go into now just ranking those, like in priority. And just for, matter of time, let's just do, we'll do 1 minute where we can all just now take these in.
Yeah.
And I said, this is the time for you to be able to just sit back and relax and just focus on receiving. We spend all of our time talking about the chakra centers. We tend to give our energy from the front, right? Because that's where we're used to, kind of doing from, but most of us pay such little attention to the backside of our energy centers. That's truly where we receive,
Yeah.
and where we fill our tanks, as you know, from the Reiki work that you do. And so I really want you, while you're listening to this, to just, sit back and close your eyes and go inward. Maybe start with just taking a couple nice, deep, letting go breaths.
So
Really
everybody join me
focusing
on
on that.
this one as well, because this is for everyone else's benefit too. So everyone, follow
Yes, this is
carefully,
for
get nice
everybody.
and
We're going to do a
comfy.
little
Yeah, we're going to receive some
reset.
healing today.
Yes, we are. And just, go inward and focus in on that heart space, because that's where the healing really takes place, right? And so just as you listen to these frequencies, all you need to do is just picture that heart space opening up, picture yourself receiving these frequencies at the deepest level. And I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Oh, that's so beautiful. We got the gong.
I know,
You
it's
can
just
see
like,
the
oh,
screen. Yeah, I don't control that. You only get the gong if you can see. It might be kind of hard for you to see on the screen, but down at the bottom, what it does is it measures the shift in harmony and alignment and energy flow. And the gong is, you have a very, you know, good response to it. So great work, everybody. This is, again, this is the quantum. When you have, we have to, you know, recognize the power that we hold, right? When we combine our focus and our intention and our energy in one spot, it's just, it's amazing what we can accomplish. And so even just with the 1 minute, I mean, I would love to do, you know, a longer amount, but I want to be respectful of the show and the time. So I'm going to turn the volume down. So hopefully it's not as loud, but let's just see even that 1 minute.
Oh, am I being standing in? Okay.
Oh, I can do that. That's easy. Kind of allows us to
I feel kind of like I'm being undressed.
How, you know, in lifetime, you know, Kelly's system is taking in these frequencies, and, you know, it's kind of, you know, wow, look at that. Holy smokes,
Wow,
Kelly,
that's completely different.
you are, this doesn't surprise me because you are such an open, receptive person. And so you can see, like, this was a tremendous shift for you, because now, remember how we had us go in and really focus in on that heart space, because that's really where the healing and the alignment between, you know, mind, body, spirit kind of centers. That is our heart chakra. That is green. That this really is a testament to this kind of going in and shifting you into a healing place energetically, so that you can take these frequencies in at a deep level. And you'll see the layers of green really radiating out, you know, in our aura field. You know, we have our physical, even within our energetic field, we have the physical layer, and then we have the, you know, emotional layer, and then the mental layer, you know, and it kind of, the astral layer, it filters out. But that green really, you know, just radiating out from your field now. And if you remember from the original scan, you know, there was some density, you know, at the outside of the field. It was a little murkier, but now this pink is associated with our higher heart, with our crown. This is really high level, you know, energy. And so you've really, like, cleared out, you know, just anything that was in the
car
field.
washed me. You've car washed me inside.
Wait, let me turn the volume up. I'm sorry. I think I didn't capture what you said.
I said you've car washed me. That's why everything's all squeaky clean now. You've all the brush kind of done its thing. What it needed to do.
I love it. I love it. That's exactly it. It's like a car wash.
I needed, you know, which is good, because, you know, it's nice, because we all have days when we're not feeling, you know, squeaky energetically, maybe because stuff going on, because, you know, it's at the end of the day. For me, it's early evening now, you know, so it's like the whole day's ahead. So I feel like I've had my little energetic shower, which is really nice. Yeah.
And like you said, you know, the things that we don't even realize are in our field, because now we all know what EMFs are, because, you know, it's just such a common thing. And so it's the same thing, you know, we are just like, we're absorbing all that electromagnetic frequency from our computers, from our phones, from satellite. Of all the things that you are just, you know, picking up in your energy field that are, you know, kind of attaching or what have you. And so,
because you're out and about, you're not just in your house the whole time. You've got your kids coming in, they've been out and about, like at school, you know, in different parts, and you're at work, or you've come from somewhere else, you've gone out to the supermarket or anywhere, you know. It's just, we're sponges, we're energetic sponges. So it's really cool. So how can people reach out to you? Someone says, hey, this is really cool, I want this done. How can people reach out to you, Katie?
Sure. Yeah. Just probably my website's the easiest way. And that's just katiesteinle.com. And like Kelly had mentioned too, fun way, you know, if you want to, you know, for a very low price, it's only $10 a month, just, you know, sample the tones. You can go on to my Patreon account. I send out weekly customized tones just based on what, you know, the cosmic energies are doing, or just like if we want to focus.
They're really relaxing as well. It's not only that they shift stuff, they actually are really relaxing. So yeah, can definitely recommend, without a doubt.
Patreon is just patreon.com/, or is that /? Whatever direction. That's
Slash
like,
bits back. We're going to do yeah, I don't know, because we're mirroring, aren't we? So,
or just go in and search Discover Your Design, either one of those.
or
And you
reach
will,
out to me and I'll put you in contact with Katie directly.
yeah,
That's also an
yeah,
option. Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that. That's been really different. It's been a real different cuppa today, which has been absolutely delightful because I didn't know that was coming. I didn't know I was going to have the FBI checking me out today.
See what happens when I show up. I don't regret.
No secrets.
It's all good.
Oh,
We're all in this together.
we are. So thank you so much, Katie, for your time today. Thank you for sharing this wisdom with us, with this tool, and how you can help other people, also discover their design and understand their own quantum biofeedback, which is amazing. And thank you to everyone who's been part of this. I hope you enjoyed this different spin to the cuppa today, and that you're feeling nice and replenished also from that sound healing too. And definitely, reach out to Katie if this is something which you're thinking, hey, I'm curious. Connect with Katie and just see if it's something for you. We can always try, can't we, at the end of the day?
Too, if you even just want to sample, if you go to my website for free, you can download 3, they're not going to be specific to like what we did today, but there's one for like relaxation, like you said, like if you want before bed, or clarity and focus. So that's a great way to kind of try them out.
Definitely try those out. There's an invitation there. I would definitely invite people to take up that invitation. So as we draw into the dusk of Germany tonight, I wish everybody a beautiful day ahead, or even ahead, depending where you are in the world. We thank Katie for sharing her time and her precious energy with us today. And I look forward to catching up with you all very, very soon on another cup of self-empowerment. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye.